Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live this morning, and good to be with you. And I hope you're having a great start to your day, and I'll just wait for a few folks to come on so I can say hi and we'll get going. Okay, so good to have you on. We're looking nativity, good for you, and Andrea from Nouveau-Brunswick, and Anna. And Brandy's on with us. Poor Brandy, she has to listen to me every day. Lisa, Chanel, and Nicole, how are you this morning? And Nick, good morning to you. Mirren, we really appreciate it, by the way. And Jeanette, good morning to you. And we're going to, Keith, good morning. We're going to do part 2. Ladies' lives matter. So do men's. Vicky, Joss, and Judy, good morning to you. Natalie, it's always great to have you on. John from Elgin, and Danielle, how are you? And Donna, you guys are great. Rebecca, good morning from Callender this morning. And Jeanette is on with us. It's good day here. Okay, it's cooler today. Carla, how are you? And good to have you on. So, guys, all about breast cancer, part 2. Okay, so you know me. I'll do a little review what we covered yesterday, and I think it's really important just to do this little prop again, so that you understand how cancer operates. Cancer does not proliferate in a big hurry. It just doesn't, okay? People think that. Last week I didn't have cancer. This week I went to the doctor and they found cancer. Well, that cancer had been there 5-10 years minimum, okay? And the other point that I wanted to make is that your body is always fighting cancer, okay? So you see the tip of this ballpoint pen? For cancer to grow to that size, just the tip, okay, of that ballpoint pen takes 5 years. So ladies, in your breast tissue, think about that for a minute. And I'm not against self-examination at all. As a matter of fact, I'm for it. But if you're in the shower one day and you feel a little lump in your breast, and you go to your doctor and they order a mammogram or whatever they do, biopsy, usually do mammograms. And that's one of the things we'll look at this morning, just for a minute too. We'll talk about an alternative to the mammogram. And I'm not telling anybody not to get a mammogram. But ladies, listen, especially to you. Your body fights cancer every day. Your body is a well-tuned machine. It recognizes cancer and it'll do everything it can in its power to get rid of it. So the idea is to keep, like everything else we talk about, keep your immune system strong. And there's several things when it comes to immunity. Now, yesterday I brought you 3 different aspects of possible causes of breast cancer from the University of Virginia. And I talked about a couple of things. One is that they agreed that the diet is a very important factor. And I'm just going to tell you that if you go through Cancer Awareness Month or Breast Cancer Month or whatever, I promise you, at least history bears this out, that you'll never hear about your diet from the Breast Cancer Society or even from the Cancer Society. They don't talk about it. They don't. They talk to you about, if they do talk food, they talk to you about the food pyramid. Follow Canada's Food Guide or the American Food Guide. which is 100 years old, and which is crazy, by the way. It's insanity. It's high on carbohydrates. The carbohydrates are at the bottom of the pyramid. And your protein, is up here. Like, don't have too much of it. It's craziness. Okay? And I mean that. As far as cancer, it promotes cancer. And yesterday we talked about the PET scan. And a PET scan we have one in Sudbury. It's not for your pets. It's a cancer, even better than an MRI as far as cancer goes. Okay, so it's a strategy to find cancer. That's what it is. It's a very expensive unit, and you need a cup of sugar before you go in there. They give you radioactive sugar. And then if you have cancer somewhere in your body, you light up like a Christmas tree. Now, I say unfortunately, and this is just my opinion, unfortunately, in Canada, at least, and I know still in the United States, what is the detection that's used the most is mammogram. And look, ladies, I don't want to tell you not to get a mammogram, so don't misquote me. I just think that there's better ways, okay? And mammograms, the problem with a mammogram is twofold. One, enormous amount of radiation, okay? Enormous amount of radiation. And secondly, there's a lot of false positives because, if you have dense breast tissue or whatever, there's a lot of false positives. A lot of women are mammogrammed even on the spot because they see a little, it looks like a little dense tissue there. Let's have another look at it. And look, again, I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not. But I think they should be using the PET scan. They should be using ultrasound, in my opinion. Thermography. Now, for those who don't know, that's alternative. It never really caught on. I mean, it's available, but it didn't catch on. Medicine, listen, by the way, a thermography is, it's a heat detection, right? And the idea with it on breast tissue is that cancer or even precancer cells give off heat because they give off inflammation. You don't really notice it, but the thermography or the thermogram will pick it up. And it actually shows estrogen on the body. And I like them, ladies. So I'm 100% for thermography. These are things that perhaps you can, look into and see if it's for you. Okay. And I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. There we go. And I'm a little bit crooked this morning. Or is that just me? Okay. Could be me. Anyways, those are detective things. And what I was saying yesterday too, I just bears repeating, is that the diagnosis and the treatment of breast cancer hasn't changed in 60 years. No change. It's chemotherapy. It's biopsy. Okay? Biopsy. Even before mammogram. And if you got it, it's a combination of radiation and chemotherapy. And lymphodectomy, they take out your lymph nodes. Those treatments have not changed. And I understand in their thinking why they do that. They take the lymph nodes out. And I don't particularly like that. I'd rather that they ultrasound your lymph nodes or MRI'd your lymph nodes rather than take them out. You need them. And I understand their thinking because they're looking to see if the cancer has gone into the lymphatic system. Now, there's two schools of thought, guys. Okay? There's two schools of thought. One is if it's into your lymphatics, it's going to spread through your body. I don't agree with that, okay? My thinking, and I'm with another group, and I just tell you that ahead of time. My thinking is you want the cancer to go into your lymph nodes because that's your drainage system. It's not that it's going to attack your other organs. It's that your body is getting rid of it. Lymphatics are part of your immune system. You have lymph nodes. They're part of your immune system. When they get swollen up here, your body's trying to get rid of garbage. Your lymph nodes is your sewage system of your body, okay? So I get it. I understand their training. Their training in traditional medicine is lymph nodes spread. I look at your lymph nodes, your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. I see your lymph nodes as how your body helps to get rid of your cancer, okay? So again, guys, I'm just giving you information, okay? I'm giving you information so you can use that information to make informed decisions. And I just say this about breast cancer, okay? Or any cancer, really. It's better that you're well-armed, okay? In your lifetime, 1 out of 3 North Americans, listen to this statistic, 1 out of 3. Are we winning the war on cancer? No, not by a long shot. 1 out of 3 of us in North America will get the C word as a diagnosis in our lifetime. 1 out of 3. That's not good. And if you get the diagnosis of the C word, you've had that C word, you've had cancer for a long time. Try and put that in your craw so that you understand that. So every day, do what you can to control your body. Do what you can to put your body in it's a fearfully and wonderfully made machine. Do everything you can. And this is where I come in. This is where I just want to give you information on everything you can to keep your body in a fighting mode. And this is what we'll talk about today mostly, is keeping your body in a fighting mode. Now, I have to start with diet because diet is incredibly important. We talked about it. The PET scan only works with sugar. Sugar is the new smoking. Sugar is poison. And today, sugar has changed. It's not even what sugar was when I was a kid. Because the food industry found a sugar that they developed in a lab called high fructose corn syrup. And everything, almost every name you can think of, when you read a label of sugar, believe me, they're putting high fructose corn syrup in there. You know why? It's cheap, one, and it's addictive, two. You're hooked. Why are so many people hooked on sugar? Why? Who do you think they're going after, the food industry? They're not going after my age. They're going after my grandchildren. That's what they're after. They're after the kids because they can addict those children. You don't think I'm telling you the truth? You look at kids today. You look at how much ADD there is and how much ADHD. You look at obesity even amongst children. It ain't fat, it's sugar. It ain't salt, it's sugar. 100% crappy carbohydrates, which will be sugar in 5 seconds. So kids today, they're being hooked. And it's incredible. And that is setting them up because metabolic syndrome, okay? Metabolic syndrome, which is elevated insulin, which is high circulating insulin, insulin resistance, whatever name you want to give it. I like high circulating insulin. High circulating insulin will kill you. You're on the Titanic. And you need to get off. So I start with the diet. And someone asked me yesterday, I think I've got to tighten up my, okay. Did you, I don't know. I was looking at myself like that. Were you seeing me like that? It was sort of tighten. Okay. But, high circulating insulin, metabolic syndrome, that's what it means. Okay, is caused by food. And therefore, the number one thing that you can do is you can control this, is what you put in your mouth every day. It's food, folks. Number one is food. And, someone asked me yesterday about acidity, like acidic pH. Okay, I like pH. I do. I tested for pH in my office. I like pH. I want you to be, but the only really thing that makes you acidic in your body is not a tomato. Okay? Because tomato is acidic. It's not coffee. Coffee is acidic. But that don't make you acidic. The only thing that your body cannot neutralize in pH. Okay? Because if you eat a tomato, by the time it gets into your gut, it becomes alkaline because of sodium bicarbonate, baking soda. Your body has it. People have, by the way, I'll go on a little rabbit trail just for a second. I'll come back to pH. A lot of people, even in cancer, they want to take baking soda. I tell people, why? Your body already has it. Your body makes baking soda, sodium bicarbonate. Your body is genius, guys. It was created by the Creator. It's genius. You have a tomato and it turns alkaline in your gut. I don't like taking baking soda because now you're buffering your acidity in your stomach. You need to have an acidic stomach. Anyway, look, if you want to do it, do it. But I'm not big on that. I got baking soda. I put it in the fridge for odors. Now, baking soda is good to clean with too. Okay? But your body makes baking soda. So when you talk about the only thing that baking soda cannot make alkaline is sugar. It's simple. So you can read, a lot of stuff online or whatever about acidic, and they'll tell you, oh, meat, right? Steak is acidic. Nah, it isn't. Not true. That's why a lot of people, by the way, even in cancer treatment, they drink juices, vegetable juices. I don't like that. I don't. I'm not big on juicing. I'm big on smoothies. Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie. But I'm not big on juicing. Okay? Now, if you want to do a vegetable juicing once in a while, but I don't like it for cancer treatment. I don't. It's not part of my craw. Okay, so diet, really important. Okay? And I just want to share something with you because there's a lot of, maybe not that many studies, but there are some studies out there that shows that intermittent fasting, okay, which is short-term fasting, is very good against cancer. And you know what? I agree with that. I like that. Because when you're fasting, you're not secreting insulin. Insulin, remember what I said yesterday, is a growth hormone. Insulin makes things grow. So does estrogen. They're growth hormones. So, get your insulin down. This is why, if you know someone that has cancer, the problem is, guys, and this is why let me just make this point, and then I think I was going to start this point until I got on a rabbit trail. Guys, the problem is in cancer, okay? In the whole cancer industry, one of the problems is medicine, God love them, okay? But here's the way I see it anyways, okay? So just understand, this is my opinion. Medicine, they go, you got cancer. And now they don't give you any time to think. You're going to be here tomorrow. You're going to meet with the cancer doctor. You're going to meet, the oncologist, and we're going to get the treatment going. And here we go. Like, it's like you had a hard time getting in to see your doctor in Canada. Maybe not so much in the States, but certainly during COVID you did, right? Anyway, but things are slow. The tests are slow until you get it. And then, holy moly, you got no time to think. You know how many people have called me and asked me, Doc, they want to do this, and this. And I don't know what to do. And guys, listen, I'd rather you not get cancer, so I'm into prevention. But what if you do? What if you do get the C word, saying that you have the C word? It is much better. This is just my experience. It is much better that you are armed ahead of time. Meaning that you understand, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to have a PhD in nutrition. You just need to be well armed. So that when they say we're going to do chemo, we're doing radiation, we're doing this, we're going to do surgery. And like I said yesterday, usually surgery, you got cancer, if you can, get it out. And then let your body fight. But anyways, all I'm saying is it's better when you're armed. Because what happens in the cancer industry, you get the diagnosis and then they, you got it, right there, and then you're overwhelmed. Your family is telling you, look, you got to do what the doctor says, and you know what I mean? You're under an enormous amount of pressure, and they don't say come back in a month. They say come back tomorrow. We're starting. And it's the way it is today. And I don't like it because they wait till you get cancer. They're not into prevention. Like they think a mammogram is that's not prevention. If a mammogram picks up the tip, that's not prevention. That's not preventing cancer. It's detection. And they call it early. It's not even early detection. It's not early detection. Like I said, your cancer's been there for 5 or 10 years. It's very important you understand that. And guys, I'm not telling you to throw out the medical treatment. I'm not. I want you to just be armed so that you can make informed decisions. I've had many a patient tell their oncologist, you know what? I'm going to wait. Or, you know what? I'm not doing chemotherapy. Yeah, I want you to watch it. I want you to look, to monitor my progress, but I don't want to do the chemo. I think it's going to destroy my immune system. And guys, listen, I'm not, like I said, I just trying to give you info. It's controversial for sure. Because the cancer industry, it's not controversial as far as medicine. That's all they know. Where do you go? Somebody says, I'm going down to Mexico or whatever. They have alternative medicine. And some places in the States, and, perhaps in Canada, a little bit, not much. So you're packed into a system, and this is what you need to do, because this is what, like I was saying to you yesterday, I had a good I've had some conversations with oncologists, and, in all due respect, I said, why are you doing that? After years, why are you doing it? Especially for this type of cancer or whatever. Why are you doing that? Well, that's what we do. Well, that's not a good answer for me. Show me your results, man. Anyway, okay. So, is diet important? Absolutely. You want to implement some fasting? I'm 100% for it. Oh, by the way, the reset. Somebody said to me, Doc, is it 28 days or 30 days? I haven't decided yet because I never really thought of it. I always said it's a 30-day program, but you can do it in a month or 4 weeks. That's 28 days. It's 30 days, okay? I don't know, 28 or 30. You're going to get the benefits, but one of the chapters in my new book is the reset is fasting without fasting. How do you like that? It's fasting. You get the benefits of the fasting without fasting. Why is that? Because the goal in fasting is to turn on something we talked about a few weeks ago, autophagy. What is autophagy? It's your body getting rid of cancer cells and dead cells and debris and garbage. Self, phagy, destruction, self-eating. Your body eats the bad cells. Some people call it autophagy. I think it's phagy. I don't know. I don't know what it is, how to pronounce it. I say autophagy. Autophagy, maybe. I don't know. Guys, all I know is this. If you or a loved one ever get the diagnosis of cancer, if you can convince yourself, convince others, do the reset, because you are going to fast without fasting. You will not feed your cancer. It does a lot of other things metabolically, but you will not feed cancer. Cancer hates steak. Ladies, Ladies' lives matter. Cancer hates eggs. It hates it. It doesn't feed it. Cancer is an organism. It wants to be fed. We talked about it yesterday. Leaky gut. Fungus gets into your bloodstream. It loves breast tissue. And then you put insulin to it. You put estrogen to it. And now you have a perfect storm. Well, one thing missing, and I'll talk about this in a minute. There's one other thing that's needed for a perfect storm for your breast tissue, ladies. Diet, okay? Keep your insulin down. Key. It's not that complicated. Insulin is a growth hormone. Just keep it down. Turn it off. If you have cancer, here's me. If you have cancer, never, if you could do it, I've had patients who did it. Never have another stinking carb in your life. I know I'm extreme. Don't feed the bears. Don't give cancer any food at all. Second, get your estrogen down. How do you do that? How do you do it? The best thing to lower estrogen is a product called DIM, D-I-M. That lowers estrogen. I've proven it to people. I've proven it to thousands of patients over the years, how I can lower. And guys, ladies, listen. Estrogen makes you a woman, so you don't want to eliminate estrogen. You want to, the problem with breast cancer is estrogen goes to the wrong place. It's all around your breast tissue. It's not good. Okay? And so dim it out. And men that are listening, prostate cancer and breast cancer are identical twins, except one's male and the other one's female. And men can get breast cancer. It's rare, but they can. They get prostate cancer. They're the same cancer, driven by estrogen. And because when men lose their testosterone, guess what takes over? Estrogen. Men, when they hit those 40s and 50s, I know men that have more estrogen than their wives. A lady's estrogen is going down and a man's estrogen is going up. So dim it out. Get it down. Even for men. Even for men. Have a nutrient-dense diet. Lower your estrogen. Now let me talk. Oh boy. Am I going to do part 3 tomorrow? I didn't realize how long I've been talking about this. Okay? I know. I get down on rabbit trails. I can't help myself. I get so passionate about it. But this is me. It's the way I think, guys. You know, it's the way I am. And I just can't help myself. Okay? You guys are good. We might have to do part 3 tomorrow on breast cancer because it's so important. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll just bring up the third point, which is the accelerator of cancer. See? Now, this is not cancer. Like cancer cells are proliferated with insulin and estrogen. But one thing which is gasoline on the fire is cortisol. Let me finish it today. Cortisol, ladies. Cortisol. Stress. when you're stressed. Long-term, cortisol is long-term. Short-term is adrenaline. You're made for adrenaline. You're not made to have cortisol secreted for a long period of time. And that's why cortisol is like, it doesn't cause cancer, but it accelerates cancer. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. Whoosh, and it takes off. That's why I'm big on lowering cortisol levels, because it's an accelerator. Like Tony Jr. says, it's not Houdini. It didn't come out of nowhere. Or is that inflammation? Yeah, that's inflammation. Cortisol comes from stress. It's stress. And that's a big factor in the world today. If we looked at what changed in our world, right? The food has changed. Food is an enormous change. I talked to you about high fructose corn syrup and those new things that are not good for you. One of the biggest things that changed in the world today is the amount of stress, the amount of anxiety. And by the way, and this is what's not part of the equation that they're talking about with COVID. Let me just say it. The mental health issues coming down the road post-COVID, the fear is going to have a bigger impact in the long run on mental health than the virus itself. There, I said it. The fear, the changes, even in children. You see, fear, stress, anxiety plays with, ladies, it plays with your physiology. And it accelerates breast cancer, especially. And this is why 1 out of 6 women today, is one of the reasons why 1 out of 6 women today have breast cancer. And when I was graduating, it was 1 out of 20. Less than 50 years ago. That's where I come from, guys. Okay? Hey, I love you guys. Tomorrow we talk about coffee. I can't wait. I have a new study. On coffee that's going to blow your socks off. Oh, Dr. Martin, you just like coffee. Yeah, you're right. It's vitamin C. I'm going to give you the real vitamin C tomorrow is coffee. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.